go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback whack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Can't hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. It's Eagles talk high, let's talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat shelling, Dante the dark job. Drop the stats on him, drop the facts on him. Spur game, baby, let's get it on.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to Game Day edition of Eagles Talk. All right, you could have kept it. But anyway, this is Eagles Dallas Turds Week. We face the Cowboys this week, and we surprisingly have something to play for. We could possibly make the playoffs. The playoffs, yes, the playoffs. We could possibly make it if we win our last two games and Washington loses their last two. We will make the playoffs. We will win the division. So we have to take care of our business. We got to beat the Dallas Cowboys, and then we have to beat Washington next week. So what we need is the Washington football team to lose today. And if they do, we control our own destiny, and we could possibly make the playoffs. Now, you're probably looking at the screen and saying, Don, where's your camera? All we see is your beautiful face. We don't see you. Well, I have to announce that I was first exposed to I was in close proximity with someone who tested positive for the COVID-19. And just yesterday, I found out that I have tested positive also for the COVID-19. So I am in isolation. I am in my own house. I'm a prisoner in my own guest room in my house. I can't, so I'm not in a position to be on camera now, but I am feeling fine. I have no symptoms or anything like that. Thank God. And I have my appetite. I have my senses. Not to my wife's liking that I still have my appetite, because I'm always asking her to fix me a plate. I'm still hungry, so I'm tasting well. I'm feeling good, and that's great. And I just hope it continues that way until I'm out of the clear. But that's the situation here. So that's why you're not going to see me today. But I'm happy to be here. Nonetheless, it's Cowboys week. I'm going to let Pat take most of the control here. I'm not going to overtalk and talk too much because you can't see me. So, Pat, take it away.
All day. Dallas sucks. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Eagles Nation? We love it that it's Dallas week, it's Dallas day, and it's time to give these cow turds the L that they deserve. I don't care what our record is. We could be 0 and whatever. As long as we get those two victories against the cow turds, that's all that matters. What you say, Nichelle?
Absolutely. We got DJ back too. DJ back. I'm excited. We got to get this win, and I'm down in Costa Rica, and our Giants fan walked by, so I had to give my go Birds. And they're like, Giants. I'm like, that's why your asses is getting smacked right now by the
Brady. Without further ado, since I got to take a little bit more control now because Dante's in the back corner, let's get this quarter started.
You're now listening to the.
And as you can see, Nichelle, she's out there in lovely weather in Costa Rica, drinking on some key and lime or something like that. And I'm drinking on.
That was earlier.
Oh wow, that's earlier. Wow, I'm drinking on a Terramana tequila. Dante's in the corner. I don't know what Dante's drinking on.
I am drinking on water. Okay, so I got a big glass of water, a big bottle of water. That's all I have. I failed to mention that our beautiful co-host is in Costa Rica, and that's why she has that glow on her face and the sun in her eyes. She can barely see the screen. Looks like she's squinting because there's so much sun. I am envious of that, but she is enjoying herself, and she thought enough to she had to make an appearance. This is the Dallas Cowboys. She said, I don't care where I am in the world, I will be on the show for Dallas Cowboys. So we appreciate her for that.
Yeah, I'm a hang for the first quarter, and then I'm going to jump since the Wi-Fi here is Central America, so it's not
You're
like
in Costa Rica, yes. You just keep teasing us.
All right, so you are drinking what? What you drinking? He's drinking that
Terramana tequila.
pale
Terramana
ale, some
tequila.
Costa Rican pale ale.
And she's drinking the pale ale. And you guys let me know what you're drinking out there. But you know how it goes. We like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage. So join us as we salute our Philadelphia Eagles right here on our virtual online tailgate pregame party. So here we go. Down the hatch, everyone. 3, 2, 1. All right, so let me just acknowledge the people in the chat room. First person in the chat room is a familiar name there, DeMarco L. Johnson. Looks a lot like mine. That's my brother. My brother's first one in the room. Wow, thanks, bro, for showing up. He's first. Frank is second, even though Frank thinks he's first, but he just missed it by a couple seconds. JT is in the house. JT says, "Fly Eagles, fly." What's up, JT? Everybody ready? For
Yeah.
Dallas Cow, we don't care what our team situation is, what our quarterback situation is. When it's Dallas Cowboys week, we turn it up a notch. Everything else is put to the side. We just got to beat the Cow Turds. I don't care if we were both 0-15. This would be a big game for us. So we're gonna approach it like that. Tony Burren is in the house also. We thank you, Tony. Zellers is in there. He says, "What's up, peeps? What's up?" Dashe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Excuse me if I'm not. Richard Boo is in the house. He says, "Happy holidays. Happy holidays to everybody out there." I'm so sorry. Dallas, we hate you. Yes, you're right. And you are right about that. Okay. All right. So without further ado, Pat, why don't you give us the inactives today?
Will do. For the Dallas Cow Turds, linebacker Vanner Esch is out. Their safety of Xavier Woods is out. Cornerback Rashad Robinson. Defensive end Bradley Ann is out. And backup quarterback Ben Naducci is out. For your Philadelphia Eagles, defensive end Derek Burnett actually didn't make the trip. He's out with a calf injury. Linebacker Duke Riley is out. Tight end Richard Rodgers. Healthy scratch, wide receiver JJ Ortega-Whiteside, which I'm kind of down on. Yeah. Wide receiver John Hightower is out. Running back Jason Huntley is out. And our third string quarterback Nate Suffield is out. So you know what that means. D-Jack is back.
Right. D-Jack is back. And you know what happens when a quarterback out other than Carson Wentz plays. We were talking about this in the pregame. When a quarterback other than Carson Wentz plays, other team members seem to play better. I don't know. What's
He owes
that
us
about,
a good
buddy?
game. He owes us at least one game. I mean, when's the last time we watched him catch a ball?
It's been a while. It's been a long while.
I can't even remember. He owes us at least like 240-yard catches.
I think what's going to happen today is that he's going to leave it all out on the field because he knows that this is probably his last league of playing in NFL with the team that he came in with. So I think he just goes out there. He always does well down in Dallas anyway. So I think he's going to go out there and perform well with the new quarterback, Jalen Hurts. And I think, with that being said, it might be a high-flying game. Might be a high-scoring game because of this.
I hope not. I hope it's a high-scoring game for us. I hope it's not a high-scoring game for them. All right. Richard Booth said, "I'm married to a Cow Turd fan." Wow. We really. I feel worse for you than I feel for myself, actually. But earlier I put a comment by Deion Jones up there, and he said, "Can Nichelle come out and play? I got a new bike for Christmas." All right. Someone else says, and you have a tan too. Somebody mentioned your tan. Other people are talking about what they're drinking, such as Richard Boo. He's drinking the Crown Royal and the Bud Light. All right. That's usually my thing right there, the Crown Royale. Anthony A's, I'm drinking fruit punch and rum. All right. That's what's up. And Myron is in the house. He says, "What's up?" All right, so it's like I said in the opening, we are still actually alive in the playoff picture. I like to ask you guys this because I know everybody's got to be thinking it. Even I know you want to beat the Cal Turds, but what is the priority on winning these last two games and making the playoffs versus not making the playoffs and potentially getting a top 10 pick? Where's your level? Where were you guys? Where does it lie? Where's it lie for you guys?
Uh,
Well, I'm gonna go because after this I'm gonna jump. So I'm gonna just give you my take. I think we need to win these last two games just from a kind of psychology standpoint. We need to end the season on a high note.
mhm.
And I think tanking the season to get the pick is not going to bode well for what we have to rebuild upon for next season. I definitely think we need to win these last two games and see what we can do with Hurts, in command.
I totally agree. Like as a guy that played football as a big Eagles fan, and thanking Michelle for coming on from all the way down in Costa Rica, enjoying that nice weather down there. Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I got to walk like 25 minutes to go see the game, so that's why I got to jump. So we got to walk to
Wow,
the actual
25
sports bar where
minutes.
the game's going to be shown.
25 minutes on the beach. All right.
Oh, I
All
know,
right.
terrible.
Wow.
To be me.
Wow.
But
No,
I love
enjoy.
you guys.
You
Dante,
do
get better.
I
enjoy
shall.
it.
And you
Enjoy
enjoy the rest of your trip and stay safe. Stay
it.
safer than
Yes.
I was. All right. All
Yes.
Oh,
right.
yeah, most definitely. Most
Yes.
definitely. Most definitely. Peace out, family. Go
All
birds.
right.
Go
Thanks.
birds.
Thanks,
All right.
Michelle.
Bye.
All
On the
right. So, oh,
just
sorry.
just to reiterate what Michelle said, like I totally agree with what you just said. You got to end the season on a high note. It's bad psychology to just tank. That doesn't rub any player right. Just to go in the game and say, you know what, I want to tank for a draft pick because a draft pick might not be able to perform. So with that being said, I said in the beginning of the show when we play at Dallas, we're always out there to beat the Dallas, no matter what our record is, regardless what's on the line. Beat Dallas, worry about the rest later. But this is an NFC East battle these last two games with Dallas and the football team. I do want to beat them, but there are some guys in the draft I want us to get. So I'm in a little quagmire. I told you this before the show. I'm in a little quagmire. As a player, I want these guys to go out there and dominate and win these last two games. But seeing the possibilities on the horizon, is the saying. The grass is not always greener on the other side, but that grass do look nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I don't know. I don't think I think it's a win-win either way. So I don't know if I can say I can sit here and then root for against the Eagles to win. Being this close to the playoffs, I kind of want to see that my team make the playoffs, even if that means saving a couple jobs that I don't think should be saved this year. I've told you my opinion about Doug Peterson. Love the guy. Thank you for bringing us a Super Bowl, but I don't. I think where his stop is after the season. I think that this should be his last stop, and we should go in a different direction. That's just my belief. So, in him making the playoffs, saying that, I think that may save his job if he makes the playoffs.
It will save
So
his job. It
it
definitely
will.
will. Yeah,
It
it definitely
definitely
will.
will. I
Because you
don't
got to
know.
look at it. He's been here 5 seasons. Out of the 5 seasons, he makes the playoffs this year. It'll be 4 out of 5 seasons. He's been in the playoffs. He's been in the playoffs since 2017. So it's something that you don't get rid of a playoff coach that's able to get your team motivated in the season, get them ready to prepare themselves for the playoffs.
But
Uh,
when you do that, do you ignore the manner in which he made the playoffs? The only manner he made the playoffs and was good, it was spectacular, was the year he won the Super Bowl. Every other year
mhm.
was a year where he had to motivate the team. They started off slow, and they had to come on in the late in the season. I need a coach that's going to have us motivated the whole year, not
Yeah.
just the last 4 games of the
Mhm.
season, the last 3 games of the season. I need a coach that's going to have us in the mix. I don't want the team, and this is what Howie talked about when around the Super Bowl year about being mediocre or just making the playoffs 9-7 and 10-6. He said those days. He said we're over. He wanted better than that, and I still want better than that. And that's the way it's been the past. Even if we make it this year, it's even worse than the previous 2 years. But the year after the Super Bowl, the year in 2019, we made it on 9-7 records.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to right a ship that was going the wrong direction just to make the playoffs. So although you can hang that on his belt that he made the playoffs 4 years, I think it's more important that look at the manner in which he made the playoffs. None of the years since the Super Bowl has this team played anywhere near their level of their potential. They just barely made it in 2 years, and this will be the third year in a row they barely make it in if they indeed in fact make it in.
I totally agree with you. I mean, I do totally agree with you. Like, this team hasn't been playing up to the expectations after the Super Bowl. Nowhere close. But when you actually look at the landscape of the NFL and look at how we have come to pass with the past previous years, getting to the playoffs with an injured team. If we're able to get into the playoffs with an injured team, what are we able to do with a healthy team? That's the question. What can this team do when everybody stay healthy? That's the big question. And in the personnel, poor personnel decision also leads us continue to lead us in this direction. So I don't think it's all on the coach because he only can do what he can do with his players.
Well, I'm looking at a coach here whose team was decimated in injury last year. No quarterback, multiple stars gone, and he fell a game short of making the playoffs. And that's one Tomlin. That's one Mike Tomlin.
They didn't make the playoffs. We did last year. So you want the opportunity to get into the tournament. That's what coaches always say. Give me the opportunity to get into the tournament, regardless of what the season record is. Anything can happen. Let's look at the 7-9 Seattle Seahawks. The last two teams that got into the playoffs that had losing records actually won their first round game and was on the verge of winning the second round game. So the possibility of actually winning your first round game is there once you get in, because everybody's 0-0. That whole thing starts back over. Your season record, what you accomplished on the season, doesn't matter anymore. What you do during the tournament matters.
Yeah, my thing is, even if you make the playoffs, people have been fired for less. I mean, the only thing he has going for him, to me, is the fact that he won the Super Bowl 3-4 years ago. And I'm not discounting it. I'm just saying that, and I'm also saying that if we run this back, what are we going to, if Howie keeps his job and Doug Peterson keeps his job, what's different? What's changing? I'm telling you, we're gonna be looking at this again next year if nothing changes. There's just a saying: if nothing changes, nothing changes. It's as simple as that. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Yeah. So, with that being said, I mean, maybe we'll have a quarterback change, if any. That'll probably be the biggest. And I made a case for this guy all year, but you heard my rant last week. I'm off that wagon right now. Yeah, so we're probably going to have a quarterback change, barring some type of big flop. Hurts has the last 2 games. He has to truly flop for him not to for this not to be a quarterback controversy going into the offseason. And a lot of talk is about how to get from under Wentz's contract. We got a lot to dig on and dig up and work through in the offseason. But right now, we just have to beat the Dallas Cowboys and keep our hopes alive for the playoffs, if that's indeed what these guys are right. You know what I'm saying? If these guys are really still motivated to make it, we just got to win the day, hope that Washington loses, and then we got to beat Washington next week. And guess what? We will be in the playoffs. Let me go to some comments here. Everett says we need an offensive coordinator. That's what we need, and keep Hurts starting. Yeah, I kind of like Hurts too. Eddie says Dante is right. No QB change will come. Anthony says I would trade Wentz and build around Hurts and get younger. How much? BJ says how much we gotta pay Wentz.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's a good that's a good comment right there. How much do we got to pay Wentz? If for everybody out there that's saying trade Wentz, and I looked through this the whole week, he has a contract of $34 million that we're paying him next year. If we trade him, if he's not on the roster, we get to take $1 million off. So therefore, it'd be a $33 million cap hit. Did hit. If we're able to trade him in some miraculous way or form, yes, we'll be on a hook for $33 million for 1 year. Uh,
if we keep him past next year, I think we're on the hook for even more.
yeah, we're on the hook for even more. So I mean, I don't want to think about that as at this point. And Wentz has been a great teammate. I don't care what the media has been saying. He's only able to control what he's able to control, and for him to be pushed off to the side like he's somebody that's disrespectful to the media, to his teammates, like he's a Ryan Leaf cancer in the locker room. I mean, I don't think it's deserved. Uh, and with that being said, if we're able to get something for him, if we do trade him, if we do, or if we're able to trade him, um, I think it'd be good for not only for the Eagles organization but for the player, because sometimes change the scenery is always makes the player play better. Look at Nelson Aguilar; he changed the scenery, and now he's a doggone 1,000-yard receiver with the Raiders.
Yeah, let me go to here's some people. People are talking. Eddie is giving us the cap numbers that once, if you guys look in the chat room. But Mel Davis said no good oath coordinator wants to relinquish play calling to Doug, and that's what you get if you bring Doug back. You have to remember that you can't. I mean, nobody wants to take the job. If everything stays status quo and nothing changes, we don't get rid of Doug Peterson. We don't move Howie Roseman. And I'm not against Howie staying. You know, my position's always been he needs a talent evaluator, a person to run the draft, a personnel person, a real personnel person to work along with him for us to get the maximum. A better, we need better talent evaluation. As you can see with our previous drafts, we don't have a lot of stars coming out of our last 4 or 5 drafts or anything like that. So that's definitely needed. And I'll keep Howie. I can go for Howie negotiating contracts and such, and manipulating salary cap. I can do that. Doug Peterson is going to be a tougher thing to, because it's we know that he needs an offensive coordinator. And we just went through this last year on trying to get him one. Management told him, Doug, you need an offensive coordinator. And in that search, it was fruitless because no good offensive coordinator, no up-and-coming offensive mind wanted to come and relinquish play calling duties to Doug Peterson. I mean, let's think about it. Unless you're getting a veteran, an old veteran offensive coordinator, a Norv Turner or someone that's been around that I'm throwing out older guys because these are guys that have already been head coaches that probably don't have a lot of ambition to be a head coach anymore, that are happy to be offensive coordinators. You're not getting them. I mean, that's probably your best bet, right? But even them, they're not willing to allow someone else to call the plays that they're designing. You know what I'm saying? And then you have the upstarts, the young offensive minds that are looking to become head coaches. And the offensive coordinator position is one of those positions that springboard you to a head coaching job. Well, you can't get there if you take this job and you don't have control of calling your own plays. So who is going to, in their right mind, come to be an offensive coordinator and then let their worth or their work be judged by the offensive play calling of Doug Peterson? Because that's what's going to happen. If they can be the offensive coordinator in name, they can design all the plays, and if Doug doesn't call them right, guess who's going to get the blame? They are. And is it fair for them to get the blame when they're not allowed to call the plays the way they see fit? So a lot of people, we saw it this past offseason. Nobody wants to come and sit in that seat like that. And that's what I'm afraid that we're going to get. If we don't move Doug Peterson, we're going to have a lot of the same thing that's going on. Now, to his credit, since Jalen Hurts has been inserted into the lineup, his play calling has been a little bit better than it was when Carson Wentz was. So I'll give him that.
Yeah, I do agree with that. The play calling these past 2 weeks have been something different. They have been more or less uh, uh, mature to the quarterback that's there. It's based on what you have with a quarterback, and it shouldn't be done that way. Like the same offense that Jaden Hurts is running is the same offense that I believe Carson Wentz could be running. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, we got to concentrate on this game, Jalen Hurts, um, and the weapons that he has around him. One offensive coordinator I can think that come to mind that may be able to sit back for maybe a half a season before he takes over. Is a former head coach in college ranks, Urban Meyer. He might be that guy that he could sit there as an offensive coach coordinator for the first few weeks to adjust to the team speed, then take over down the road and be that guy that can be the de facto offensive play caller. Um, for Doug Peterson to survive in the league, he needs to have an offensive coordinator that's going to call the plays and be that number one guy.
Man, Urban Meyer is not leaving the college ranks to come be an
He's not
offensive
coaching.
coordinator. Well, he still has his foot in the college game.
Yeah,
I don't
as a
think he's
commentator, but I
yeah,
mean,
but I don't
he
think
wasn't
he's
coaching
leaving
then.
that booth or the possibility of going to any team and being a head coach to be an offensive coordinator
How
for
about
Doug
Major
Peterson.
Applewhite? How about this, Major Applewhite? I'll let you think about that. I'm gonna let you write it down. Let you think about that. Everybody out there, Eagles Nation, Major Applewhite. He was a quarterback for Texas. He came back and became an offensive coordinator. He draws up for very great plays. I think he's been an offensive coordinator for Oklahoma. He's been pretty good. But that's the end
All
of the
right.
quarter, right?
All right, in the quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, here we go. All right, so you are watching Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. This week I am not doing shots because I have the Rona. But anyway, anybody else, they can do the shots.
I'm
Yeah, I
drinking
have
the
I
Corona
popped
too.
up
Oh
with a
wow.
positive test. I feel great. I don't have any symptoms. I may
Mm.
be asymptomatic. I don't know, but I feel good right now, and I just pray that for the next few days that I continue to feel this way, so I can be taken off of isolation. So anyway, let me know what you're drinking out there. My co-host is drinking Terramata tequila. So
You
without
like to
further
sponsor us, Dwayne Rock Johnson. We love Terramana Tequila.
ado. So let's raise our glasses in celebration of our Philadelphia Eagles and hopefully this victory over the Dallas Cowboys today. So down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That is by Eagles fans for Eagles fans.
Yeah.
No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care. Look sincerely. No one likes us. We don't care. No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care. Look sincerely. No one likes us. We don't care. Fly, fly, and we'll go to victory.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right. So we have The Dallas Cowboys coming up in just about 25 minutes. Let me start this town countdown. All right, in just about 25 minutes. And let's move on to what the keys of this game may be to beating the both teams. I mean, we're not these are not seasons that either team expected to have coming into the season. As a matter of fact, both our teams were probably the favorites to win this division at the beginning of the year. It was either the Eagles or the Cowboys. They were everybody was picking. Instead, we have the Washington football team sitting on top of the division with a top 10 defense. And if all they need to do is win out and they control their destiny, they will win this division here. And here we are, the preseason favorites, Dallas and Philadelphia, and we're bringing up the rear, but we are still alive. That's what's funny. That's what's
It's
that's
sad,
what
actually.
yeah,
I'm not
it's
gonna lie to you.
sad.
It's sad. At 4-9-1, we're still alive in the NFC East. And don't get it twisted, everybody out there. We're not down on our Eagles at all. But I guarantee you, the team that comes out of this division will win a playoff game. I guarantee you that.
You say what?
I guarantee you, the team that comes out of this conference, out of this division, the
Will win
NFC
a playoff.
East, will win a playoff game. We play tough defense. We're chippy, and you know what? The Washington football team has a very good defensive line.
Oh
The
yeah,
Philadelphia Eagles has a very good defensive line.
yeah.
The Dallas, I'm not gonna talk about the Cowboys. The Giants, they have a decent defensive line, even though they're getting destroyed right now, 27-13. So whatever team comes out of this division, they will be a tall task for the next team to play them in their home turf.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Except for I hope you didn't say Dallas had a good defense because that's the one
I didn't say anything
one
about
team
Dallas. I didn't say
out
nothing
of
about the
out
Cowboys.
of the NFC East. That's the one team whose defense is not formidable at all.
Yeah, I didn't say nothing about those Cowboys. Them Cowboys, they can kick rocks with their shoes off. And trick shots.
Without a doubt. So yeah, we come in here. I guess that it would be very, very sad that we would make the playoffs at 6-9-1. 6-9-1, but it is possible, and those hopes are still alive as long as until this game is over today. So we need a couple things to happen. We need to win today. That's all we need to focus on is winning, and then let the chips fall where they may. And if the Washington football team happens to lose to the Carolina Panthers, the next week's game is going to be huge. But we're not going to fast forward past next week's game. We're going to worry about beating the Cowboys because at the very least we'll have bragging rights over them by sweeping them this year if we beat them. So it's always a focus and a goal of ours to beat Dallas, no matter what our season has in store for us. We like to beat the Dallas Cowboys. So that's what we have on the plate today. Let me know, you guys. Do you think we can do it? Sean Bell is out there. Keys to an offensive win. He says, open up the field. Long ball needs to spread the D and open up the running game in the middle of the field. That's a great strategy for today's game because their pass defense is not the greatest, Dallas I'm talking about. So this would be a great game to open it up passing. Only fear with that is, as you know, with Doug Peterson, he gets very pass happy. So I hope he doesn't forget that the run is needed to set up the pass, so to speak. And that's what we should be doing anyway with the way our offense is constructed. We run the ball a lot better than what we pass the ball, even with Jalen Hurts in the game. He's improved our passing game with his insertion, but we are still a better running team, I think, than we are a passing team. So please, Doug, please run the ball first and pass off of that run, please. That's all I'm asking.
With the mobility that Jalen Hurts brings to this game, their offense can be on the same scale as running the ball like the Baltimore Ravens. I've seen some plays last week that mirrored some of the plays of the Baltimore Ravens, and I think they're going to matriculate some of those play calls that were popular with the Ravens last season into this game. That middle of the field, like the comment you had up there, that's a valid statement. We need to dominate the middle of the field. Their defense is very weak. They're one of the top-notch linebackers. Vander Esch is gone. Yes, Sean Lee's probably going to play. Jalen Smith is going to probably play, but they're not their top-notch linebackers. You can with the front that we have, we can run the ball. and be dominant in this game. We need to be dominant in this game. You get some of your speedsters back, Deshaun Jackson, opening it up with Quez Watkins. I've been asking for him to be on the field since week 1 because of his speed and his ability to catch the ball and run after the catch. This team has been a better screen offense with Jalen Hurts in the game.
Yeah, here's a question for you, Pat. Do you guys think that since D-Jack is back, Calter's defense will play more zone coverage of him and Rager? If him and Rager is on the field, and will Doug open up the playbook more on his play calling?
Yes. It's a simple fact. You don't play man to man on the two of the fastest guys on the team. You get yourself in the zone, and what Doug has to realize is that if you see that as the first play you throw a deep pass, they're gonna stay in the zone and keep those safeties over top. Just run the ball. That means you have a numbers game. A numbers game is if you only have 4 defensive linemen, you have 5 offensive linemen and a tight end, and you're able to spread this defense out, you win the numbers, win the ball. 6 yards per carry is a win. I don't care what coach thinks is not. If you get 6 yards per carry every play, every 2 plays you get a first down until you get to the end zone. Correct?
Right.
Make it happen, Doug.
All right, that's what we have to cross our fingers for. Thanks for the question, William. Frank says, continue to be great, Jalen, and no scoreboard watching. Yeah, that's right. He's talking about Hurts. JR says Jalen Rager should get open today. I hope so.
Crossing routes, man. Listen, Jalen Rager, Quez Watkins, Deshaun Jack, these guys are your speedsters for right now. Have them running these crossing routes. That actually really defeats a zone. If you have crossing routes and you run a seam route with your tight end, that could defeat any kind of zone there is. Because now you put these different defensive linemen in quagmires where they have to either move to this particular zone and open something up, or stay here and something else gets wide open. So we need to take advantage of that.
Yes, definitely. Playoff baby. Joe Guns is in the house.
What up, Joe?
Says, playoff baby. Let's go. You're right about that. We still in it, man. It's amazing to be able to say that. Big play Slay is back. That bodes well for us.
Yes, he does great against Cooper. We don't do good against Cooper with anybody else, but big play Slay plays well against Amari Cooper. That's all we need.
And the Washington football team has just started out. So they're going to be starting Haskins today. So we hope that guy is not on top of his game, and there's a reason why he was relegated to the bench. So hopefully he continues to play like a person who's not a starting quarterback. Unless, hopefully he continues to play like a guy that got benched early in the season. We need that. All right, John Batiste, what's up? What's up, Eagles Talk? What's up, John? From South Carolina. Bird Gang checking in. Yes, that's what's up. William says he comes back, but will the Turds have a linebacker spy on Hurts is another question.
Truthfully, that'd be idiotic. I'm gonna be honest with you, because Jalen Hurts is not it's not the Lamar Jackson type of guy where he's going to take off all the time. He's a guy that moves in the pocket, runs to open up the pass. So if you keep a spy on Jalen Hurts, that keeps one guy open all the time. That takes one defender off of the in the pass game. It takes one defender off the run game. So if you got a guy automatically spying the quarterback, and this guy is not a automatic running quarterback like Lamar Jackson or the Michael Vick, that opens so much up for this offense, and we need to take advantage of that.
Yeah, that would definitely bode well for us if they did that. If they took one of their athletic linebackers and committed him to just watching the quarterback, hopefully Doug will be able to recognize that and scheme around that. Because we come out with the 12 personnel, gives us a lot of receivers out there, a lot of options, and with the 2 tight ends, some things up the middle may open up if you're going to dedicate one linebacker to just watching the quarterback. So yeah, please do that if that's what you want to do. But what we do need to see continue with Jalen Hurts is we need to see that dynamic play, the crisp decision making, the pull it down when there's nothing there and take off. Like Like those are things that we didn't see when Carson Wentz was in there, and these are attributes that Jalen Hurts has shown that has been productive for this offense. Just the fact that he does not hold the ball too long. That's the fact that he's very decisive, and I'm just going to take off. There's nothing there. Two things that Carson Wentz was having trouble with, a great amount of trouble with doing this year, was making quick decisions and good decisions. So Jalen Hurts has been doing okay in that sense. So I'm hoping for some more of the same from him, and just the offensive production that this team has shown when he's been behind center has been refreshing. Also, I think this is probably the most points we put together in any 2-game stretch all season was the 2 games that he played. So hopefully we'll see some more of the same. This defense is not as good as the past 2 defenses that we've seen the past 2 weeks. So hopefully we can get some more points. At the very least, 26, 28 points. I'm looking for 30 points today.
I'm looking for 40. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm looking for 40 points.
Wow.
The way we could have destroyed this team the first time around with those mistakes that Carson made against a depleted Kyle Turner team, we left points on the board against them. Remember, I think we was in the red zone like 7 times against them, and we only came out with like 2 touchdowns. So we have to be more efficient. We have to be communication is key. We have to be cohesive as a team. Let D-Jack, I just saw this comment down there, and I gotta put it up there. Let D-Jack ball, give him the ball, let him ball on his way out. Yes, I agree with that. And we have the opportunity to really crush this team's will today.
Oh, wow. I'm looking at the Steelers Colts game, and it looks like the Steelers are going to pull it out. They just stopped them on 4th and 7.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. All right. So that's in the second quarter, man. It's over.
And that's the end of the quarter.
Getting close, baby. Getting close to the game right now, man.
All right. Joe Gunn says 40 would be awesome. That seems to sound like he's edging you on for another drinking bet. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Joe,
it all started with that.
Throw something out there, Joe. I'll listen. We get where we predict. I may do it.
Oh, look, Quavo remembers last week. He said Dante keeping the PG-13 this week. Yeah. I can keep it PG-13 long as I don't talk about that guy, man. That guy got me upset last week, and I'm off that wagon. I'm not on that wagon, and I know it's not my decision to make. It's up to the front office to make that, and whatever they do. I'm going to support it because I support the name on the front of the jersey, not so much the name on the back. You know what I'm saying? So, that guy, he got me riled up last week.
I don't care who's the quarterback. I don't care who's playing quarterback. I don't. If we're succeeding as a team, that's like you just said, Dante. What's the name on the front of that jersey? That's all we support.
Yes, exactly.
We do like players. We do like some players.
We ended the quarter. Let's start the third quarter. This is the last quarter before the game is going to start.
I got to hear Brian Dawkins, man. I got to hear Brian Dawkins, man.
All right, go ahead. Give it to him.
Let me do this first.
And oh, you gotta get the video, man. We gotta play that. We gotta stop just listening to it. It don't have the same effect. You gotta give me the video. I give you
the video, man. I'll send it to you, and I send it to you right during this game. I'll send it to you. Listen, man.
Yeah, you gotta see that.
It gets you so like I don't care who you are or what you feeling. When you hear Brian Douglas, you just want to go out there and lay your life on the line for this guy right there, man. Woo!
He said, "No, bring back Dante L. Jackson."
Let's get these shots going, man. Let's get these shots going.
All right, let's get these shots going. All right, the people are referring to my rant I went on last week. I had to take the explicit language thing out of the pregame banner too, because I was like, all right, if I put this back up here, they're going to think I'm going to come back out the same way I came out last week. But nah, I'm calm now. because now I got the Rona, so now I'm reflecting on life. It's like no, so it's like actually for real, that would probably have me go over even more. Like yo, I'm gonna just live life to the fullest. No, I'm gonna kid. Here we go. All right, here we go. My partner is drinking Terramata tequila. You guys, let me know what you're drinking out there, and let's take it to for our Philadelphia Eagles, and hopefully for a big win over the Dallas Cowboys today. Everybody down the hatch. 3, 2, 1. All right, that's B Doc for DC. B Dawn for DC. Yo, helmets and pads. I need helmets and pads after that. Let's go. Yeah, that's those are football players. These are you can tell the former football players. They get when they hear that thing, they get all yeah. I think I got one more quarter in me. I think I got one more quarter.
I got 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes.
Don't ask Shell. Shell like, yeah, I can get out there for another.
No,
right,
Sheldon got 30 seconds. Love you, brother, man. Continue doing what you're doing out there in Utah, man.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so look, we're going into today's game. We've always it always starts with this. We always say run the ball, run the damn ball. Oh, let me throw this out here while it's on my mind. I watched maybe next year. Heard of that? Anybody heard of that? Maybe next year, documentary about the 2017 season of the Philadelphia Eagles, but not just the Eagles. It was a focus on the fans and how we followed that season. And they followed like 4 fans that season and then recorded their response and the fans' response to that whole year. And it was a good documentary. I would have to recommend that if anybody could get that. If you can get it on DVD, I know that sounds like very old, right? Get it on DVD, or you can even download it or whatever. But maybe next year. That's what it's called, man. It had Eagle Shirley in it. It had EDP in it. He was one of the guys, although I don't really subscribe to to him, but to his antics. For real, I'm sorry. I know that they portrayed him as a true Eagles fan on there, but I don't know, man. He just doesn't feel like a true Eagles fan to me. But anyway, it is what it is. Look, man, go check that documentary out if you can. We're going to face the Dallas Cowboys today. We really need this win. I feel good. I feel good to go into these last 2 games and this game especially because I'm sitting on the edge of my seat waiting to see what Jalen Hurts does next. Like I know he's not he's not as far along as some of these other young quarterbacks and all that, but just seeing the change from who we had back there to him, it's refreshing to see that. It's refreshing to see the athleticism. He doesn't have the same arm, but your passing can always get better. We've seen quarterbacks improve on that, and he just brings a new type of electricity to the offense that tells me or makes me feel like we're always in the game. We're never going to be out of the game if he's our quarterback. So I'm eager to see what he does today. Like what tricks does Jalen have up his sleeve today, or what tricks does Doug Peterson have up his sleeve for Jalen today? So I'm excited to see these last 2 games on that alone. And this is what I was saying about a win-win situation. So if we lose the last 2 games and we get a top 10 pick, that's not horrible. I mean, this season nobody's expecting us to go to Super Bowl this year anyway. So to get the top 10 pick, that's a win. To win these last 2 games and get in the playoffs, that's also a win. That's also a win to me. So I don't think it's no way we can lose whatever the outcome is with these last 2 games. But today, it can't be a lose. There's no win-win today. We got to win. The only way win-win we're going to get today is if we beat the Cowboys. There's no moral victories in losing to the Cowboys. So that is unacceptable. So we got to win.
I don't care what happens. I don't care what happens with any other team today. Everybody talking about the Washington football. I don't care about them. Right now, we play the Cowboys. We got to go out there and win that game. Like I said before, we can be 0-14. As long as we get the last 2 wins against the Cowboys, I'll be happy.
All right, Nichelle did make it to the sports bar. She just posted in there. Go Birds. Go Birds, Nichelle. And make sure you lead the Eagles fight song when we score a touchdown. Don't be shy. All right. Okay. Have a couple more of those fruity drinks that's in the half coconut shell. Drink up
Oh man.
and be ready to celebrate and celebrate a lot today. Because Pat said we're getting 40. We're getting 40 today. That's
Oh,
what you
wow.
said. You said that, Pat. I didn't say that.
I did. I think I said that for my second shot, and after this drink I was drinking. So I don't know. Listen. It's a possibility. How do I think this game is going to turn out? If our defense, I'm gonna go back to the beginning. If our defensive front is able to dominate and our offensive line is able to dominate, yes, we could put up as many points and beat this team. I don't want to throw out our prediction because all me and you want to do is for us to win. That's it.
Yeah.
No prediction. Just go out there and win.
Just win, baby. Just win, baby. I mean, I don't mean to borrow that from another team, but that's all. That's what I'm saying. That's all we need to do today. All right. So JR says, I gotta ask if they play Singleton week 1 and left that bum ass Nate Jerry off, do we have more wins?
You know what? It was for Singleton, Alex. They talking about the linebacker, Alex Singletary. He was the defensive player of the year for the Canadian Football League about 2 years ago. He is a true linebacker. He's a linebacker that you could put out there. Do I think we've been better off? Scheme wise, probably on the defensive side, but not for our offense. Our offense has still been terrible. I mean, you're up 17-0 against Washington football team, and you decide you want to continue to throw the ball, run the ball, run the clock out, win the game, going away. So that being said, he might have been a help for the defense, yes, but it's hard to say if you had these guys up there early what the team might have done with the same play calling. You got to realize the same play call.
I know.
Mhm.
JR says, I like that kid a lot. He is intense. Yeah. I don't know if he changes, if his insertion into the lineup would change any wins. Maybe I could make a case if Jalen Hurts' insertion into the lineup a little earlier than he was.
Maybe
He
two
was
more games
inserted.
earlier. Maybe 2
Yeah,
games
we
earlier.
probably, yeah. We probably
might
would
be in a
be in
better
the
state.
driver's seat. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd be in the driver's seat right now. I don't know. Because only reason I say that is because I don't think the defense was playing all that horribly. We had sections or aspects of the defense that might perform, and maybe linebacker was one of them. But I don't think the defense overall really cost us a lot of games early on. I think they've been
They did
the
the
most
best they could.
balanced. Yeah, the most
The
balanced.
secondary has been a good thing this year. I like the kid Michael Jacquet. I've been saying that since they brought him up. He's a 6'2" guy that can cover in the smaller receivers, taller receivers. I think he's going to be our cover corner of the near future. I always thought that Maddox was like a hybrid, a safety / corner that you could put in the nickel situations. I never thought he could be the outside guy because I'm not going to be. I'm gonna be a little bit biased because of his height. Yes, I thought his height would be a situation for us.
All right, that's the end of the quarter. There's 2 minutes to go till kickoff. So, man, we're going to let you guys go. We're going to get ready. And, well, I'll ask you for your prediction. I already know what it is. And I'll ask you guys out there. What's your prediction for the game?
Just get a W. I don't care what the score is. If we're able to dominate up front, and we're able to win this game. We have to dominate up front. And with that being said, like I said before, we will win this game. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yes, I got a good feeling about us winning.
If not, I will be very irate, and you had to put the explicit language thing at the bottom.
I'll have to put it back there, huh?
Be on time. Be on time with the play calling. Play a mistake-free football game, turnover-free football game. Defense, we have to make plays. If we're able to do that, I definitely think we can win this game. Oh, and one more thing, our special teams. We've never really talked about special teams, but our special teams will be on their top game today. Period.
Yeah, because they were on their bottom game last week. Well, if you compare to last week, they have nowhere else to go but up. They did everything that you could do wrong last week, so they have nowhere to go but up. So hopefully that's where they go, is up from where they were last week, because that was horrible. And yeah, we got to win the turnover battle. That's that goes without saying for every game. That's key for us all the time. We got to win the turnover battle. We can't lose that. So, with that being said, man, everybody go enjoy that game, man. Hopefully enjoy a great win, a great performance by Hurts, a great performance by our coach and his play calling, and a great performance by our defense and special teams, man. And we will see you guys after the game promptly back here on Eagles Talk, man. I'm your man, Dante the Dark Knight, for shutting the shell down in Costa Rica and Pat over there in Philly. We'll see you guys after the game. We're out. Peace.